In conjunction with this April Fool's season, let's take a look back to a unique article published in the April 1st, 1985 issue of Sports Illustrated, which treated readers to a story about a young pitching prospect in the New York Mets organization. The piece, long in prose and at times quirky in details, was also a total fabrication. The Curious Case of Sid Finch, which took up parts of 15 pages in the magazine, was written by George Plimpton. Credit for the photography was given to Lane Stewart. The tale begins in spring training 1985, where a secretive batting practice session, attended by just a few unknowing Metropolitans, takes place. The pitcher to which the event was centered was an unknown 28-year-old with no previous baseball experience. Hayden Finch was raised as an orphan in England, adopted by French archaeologist Francis White Finch, and left Harvard University in his first year to study yoga in the Himalayas, the area of his foster dad's demise, a plane crash in which the aircraft was never found. It was there he learned to throw a ball with speed and accuracy. Hayden, known as Sid, short for Buddhist founder Siddhartha, approaches the Mets minor league manager in St. Petersburg, Florida, and expresses interest in trying his newly found pitching style with the team. His eccentric behavior leaves executives and potential teammates buzzing, with a looming April 1st date when he would make the decision if the game was right for him. It's a sports story almost too good to be true, an antidote better written as a movie treatment and pitched to a group of stuffy Hollywood executives, their days tired of rejecting the same boring ideas. For unsuspecting readers, or those who like a good yarn woven to the point it sweeps them away, SI went far and above just printing copy on its slick pages. Several photos accompanied the story, but in hindsight, a true detective would have questions about the validity of the whole mess. An eccentric being, multilingual and expert at playing the French horn, various plot holes regarding his life, limited facts, tall tales of throwing a ball over 150 miles an hour, extremely clean photographs, fictional persons who had interacted with the titular enigma. They're all here, and if you realize the cover date of the magazine you were reading, as well as solve the article's puzzle hidden in its byline, you might read the mess again, this time with a wide smile. The tale is complete with fictional roommates, experts in music and religion, and a landlord that never existed. Commissioner Peter Ueberroth tidies up the story in the article's last line when quoted during an interview, or was he? I'll have to see it to believe it. Journalist and literary editor Plimpton was himself a Harvard student and had been a contributor to Sports Illustrated for several years. The character and background of Finch was his, but the idea to publish a phony article came from the mind of Mark Bonvoy, the magazine's managing editor. The Mets franchise was totally into aiding with the stunt, allowing staged photographs to be taken with players at spring training, and even giving Sid his own uniform number 21. It was almost too real not to be believed. Readers wrote in demanding more information. Newspapers sent reporters down to the Sunshine State to find the phenom or get more scoops on the future star. The Mets PR department and the commissioner's office were flooded with calls. ABC News reported the story on their national broadcast soon after the story was published, much to the dismay of Time Inc.'s editor-in-chief. The publication doubled down on its journalistic integrities in the following week's issue with a report on the pitcher's future in the game. The End of the Affair, also written by Plimpton, gave the few highlights of Finch's press conference at Al Lang Stadium on April Fool's Day. The pitcher, can we still call him that, announced that his accuracy had vanished and he would not pursue playing professional ball. But it didn't end there, as readers voiced reactions from excitement once clued in on the fun, joyfulness in a lampoon printed amongst the real sports news, and dismay that such an occurrence could actually be allowed to pass the editor's desk. In the April 15 issue, the general public, whether or not aware they had been goofed on, were told the truth regarding the potentially game-changing athlete. The letters from the publisher department filled in all the holes, gave background to the idea, and divulged the identities of most photographed subjects. Joe Burton, an acquaintance of the photographer, posed as the title character. In 1987, Plimpton fleshed out his story to create a novel of the same name, where Finch's fate of reaching the major leagues is realized. A 30 for 30 Shorts was released by ESPN in 2015, and a bobblehead giveaway of the mythical hurler was offered at a Brooklyn Cyclones game later that year. The real Sid even made an appearance to sign them. No foolin'.